Been making money with my phone for the past 8 to 10 years. I've tried every side hustle, and I believe that field agent is a much better side hustle than food delivery or shop and deliver, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart. And in this video, I'm going to show you why. My name is Gigsberg. I'm the only one on YouTube making consistent tutorials about field agents, so subscribe if you want to make money with this app. Number one is the most important thing when you're doing any type of side hustle or business, and that is control. You want to have the most control possible so you can make the most money on your own time. So with Uber Eats or DoorDash, to start working, you open the app and then you press go and you hope for an order. So you don't even know where you're going until they send you somewhere. You're at the mercy of if people order and where they order from. And with DoorDash, in most areas, you can't even do it whenever you want. You have to schedule it or only when it's really busy. With Field Agent, if these gigs are available, you could reserve them and do them. So now let's say that I'm heading down, that I take 95 to work, and then I have to go to and I live here in Vero Beach. So now I know that these gigs are here. You could reserve it. You press the gig, you hit accept, and then once you accept them, you get usually 4 hours, sometimes more, sometimes less. Like this one has 18 minutes left. I got to finish this video and go do that. But then they're yours. You don't have to wait or wonder where you're going to get sent. So you could plan your route kind of like if you were if you drove a truck route or something like that. So now you could do these before you, on your way to your 9 to 5, on your way back, or you could do it full time as like a part-time job like I do, and then just plan your route in the morning, reserve the gigs, and then go do them. Next is it's much less stressful. If you're doing a DoorDash order for McDonald's, you have to go there. Hopefully they're not all busy and there's no one working there. And then you have to wait for the food, make sure the food's right, put it in your car, make sure it doesn't fall over and spill all over your car, and then go to the customer's house, find their address, find their apartment, blah, 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 deal with customer service issues. With Field Agent, you don't have to deal with customers or restaurants at all. So it's much less stressful, and the pay is pretty much similar, and sometimes Field Agent pays a lot more. So this one is $4.50. It'll probably take 10 minutes total at one place. I did an Uber Eats order today, and I only got $4.30. I had to go to McDonald's, and it was a whole fiasco. So you just have to go to one store and do the gig. And some of them are really quick. Some of them only take 2 to 5 minutes, like most of them. And so it's basically like you were stopping at the store to use the bathroom. Next is going to be that you don't even need a car. You don't need to have the same car that you registered with. And you can walk to these. So you can, when you sign up for the app, you just like sign up. You don't have to do a background check. You don't have to send them a picture of your license. You don't have to send a picture of your registration or insurance. So if you don't have a car, you can't do Uber Eats or DoorDash, but with Field Agent, you can, because your car has nothing to do with how you make money. You just have to get to the store and do the gig. With Uber Eats and DoorDash, they're paying you per mile that you're wearing out your car and your gas. So if you live in a major city like New York City, Boston, or just a really populated place like Miami, then you could literally walk to these. You could spend an 8-hour shift and not have to drive at all and just walk to all the different stores, or take public transportation. Or if you drive for work, like all the jobs that I ever had, where it's either driving a truck, being a delivery driver, being like a beverage delivery driver. I worked for Red Bull, or doing HVAC service, and I was driving hundreds of miles a day. So if there was a gig on the way while I was on the clock, I would do it. And even if your work truck or your work vehicle has GPS in it, you could just say, oh, I'm stopping at the supermarket to use the restroom. And it doesn't matter what car you show up in. So you can make more profit depending. Where I live, I do have to drive to all of these, so it is a little bit of wear and tear on my car, but at least I know where I'm going. Next is you know exactly what you're going to get paid, and you don't have to rely on customer tips, because now with all the fees and stuff, a lot of customers don't tip, and you'll see DoorDash, Uber Eats orders for like $1 to $3, which is definitely not worth it to deal with all of the stress. the stress. And the last one is it's easy to multi-app because you're not, you could go wherever you want. If you're doing a DoorDash order, you kind of have to go straight to the customer. With this, you could multi-app. So there may be a gig at the 7-Eleven for Field Agent. There may be a gig for Moby or Observer or GigWalk. And if you're not signed up to these apps, subscribe to my channel and I'll explain them all to you. And with multi-apping in mind, that's when I do the Field Age. That's when I do the DoorDash or Uber Eats or Shipt or Instacart. Is if I'm heading, let's say I have a 10-minute drive. Let's say I was here in Vero Beach and I was heading over here to this Sam's Club. I'll turn on Uber Eats. I'll log into DoorDash if it's available, and then if I get a DoorDash or Uber Eats order heading in the same direction that I was already driving to do a Field Agent, then I'll take it. So I do them. I do Field Agent. I do DoorDash and Uber Eats, but only if it's on the way to these. Only if it's on the way to these gigs, and especially with the shop and deliver, if you're going to Sam's Club and then you log into Shipt and you see that there is a delivery for Sam's Club, you could go there, like this one, Publix. You could go there, make the $11 with the shop and deliver, and then you could do a couple of gigs if they're available in Field Agent. So if you guys want to make money with Field Agent, click the link down below to sign up for free.